Hello everybody. Welcome to February chapter of Working Wisely within 2022. My name is Roman and I'm co-founder of Workstreams.ai, and I would like to show you what we've been up to in last month and a half. So, without further ado, let's have a quick dive into it. We keep the same structure as always, have a quick look at what's new, followed by demo of a couple of our features, then jump to the Q&A and a quick peek of what's coming in the next iteration. So let's start by what's new. The last time we had a feature drive was somewhere in the beginning of December, and we were showing you the calendar view and a first glimpse of timeline, and if I remember correctly, also the task time allocation. Today we will look at a couple of different features. Namely, we managed to get full release of repeating tasks. I will show more details on that in a minute. We did a little of nice improvement on the attached images, and it's now possible to preview them within the application without the need to download these. We also have a full release of Australian and British pound pricing. I have a couple of screenshots to show on that. We added a couple of notifications which are related to the tasks and to I think follow tasks, and we also have reminders on tasks which are now propagate to the application via our notification system. We'll show you how to set that up. Last but not least, I would also like to show a quick preview of our time allocation view mode. So let's have a further look at what am I actually talking about. Welcome to our Workstreams Playground number 2 task board, and I would like to start with the feature we called repeating tasks. It's been a repeating task, recurring tasks, many names of the same thing. It allows you very simple feature, which is being able to repeat certain tasks within an interval. We did quite a decent amount of research and iterations on the UX, and we simplified what was very complex in the beginning to be, in our opinion, more simple, yet be here it still might be quite complex. So we would love to hear from you whether that's the case or not. We offer you simple ways how to set the repetition interval between days, weeks, with a choice of a day of the week, and on a monthly basis. In a monthly basis, you can choose whether it should be which exact date the task should be repeating in. In each of these, you are able to choose the interval, whether it should be every day or every 3 days, every 4 days, 10 days. Be free to be creative. Every 30 days would equal to a month, yet on the monthly basis, it will actually stick to a given day. So let's imagine that I would like to repeat this task every month on 4 of given month. To create such a repetition is as simple as clicking create. The task gets created, and you can find this new section which talks about repetition interval. By clicking every month on 4th, you get access to the scheduled repetition, and you can make any changes to this schedule. You can change the week and say every week on Tuesday. By saving that, the set task is set to repeat now by every week on Tuesday. You can always remove the repetition and add it again. Now we can pick every 3 days and save it. And what is, I believe, very important is that if you decide that you would like to add more details into a given task, so for example, more details are in the description, and check subtasks to add subtasks. Subtask 2. With these changes, you are not affecting the underlying structure of the repetition. If you would like to update the repeating task itself, you can use Update Repeating Task button, which will bring you to the underlying task template, and within here you can modify the source of the given repetition. Hello world, this will repeat with every repetition. Same as the subtasks, 1, 2, 3, and with any labels or anything else. Now when I'm finished with my changes, I quickly save, And if I come and again to update repeating task, I can check that this repetition has been actually preserved, or this source of the repetition has been preserved, and I can quickly go out and work further on my current version of the task. Now we have prepared a version of this a couple of days ago, just to show you how that actually looks like. So as we can see, here is the original source task, which has been created by Martin on Saturday, 22nd of January. The repetition has been set to repeat every 3 days. So every 3 days, the same task pops up in the same column on the same taskboard. As you can see, the task, this one was created on 25th at 9 a.m. This one has been created on 28th, and this one on 31st. That just quickly shows how the repetition works. The interval is respected, as you said, and at any child or any realization of this repetition, you still have access to edit given repetition. So if I choose to delete this repetition from this task, this will actually get rid of all the repetition which was set on the original task. Quick, convenient, straightforward. Right. That was a quick view of how repeating tasks work. Now, another brand new feature which we would like to show you is how do I set reminders for the tasks. The reminders are currently in our beta, which is public, and you should be able to locate it under your user avatar and choose from the list of available features. So back to the reminders. Reminders are a very classic thing. They help you to remember that something what needed your attention. We followed standard in the doing, which is 30 minutes, 1 hour, 3 hours tomorrow, which then defaults to 9 o'clock in the morning of your local time, or next week, which defaults to Monday 9 a.m. in the morning. So let's imagine that I go for 30 minutes. I set this reminder, and this reminder is then available and only visible to me. If somebody else set a different reminder, they see different values here. As soon as this reminder expires, it disappears from here, and you can set a new one. At this stage, it's possible to have one reminder per task. When the reminder actually hits, it will propagate and notify you as something like this, with a link to a task itself, and you are able to again do an action that you wanted to do on this task, or do whatever else you wanted to do. So that was a quick view of our reminders. Now let's have a look what else we had to show. Attached images in previews. So attached images in previews. I think for that would be the best to jump to a task and upload some images first. To upload an image, you can either use Add Attachments options, or you can drop them directly into the chat. So let me show you how that looks like when you drop it directly into the chat. I picked two of the screenshots which I created earlier today and send them directly in here. As you can see, these two images are available in the chat, and I can preview them quickly from here, which was the case always. But now we also have the same access to the previews within the attachment section, which didn't exist before. Before, the default action was to download the image. So we unified this behavior, and we give you quick preview of the images straight from your big card overlay. I also mentioned that we have a couple of new notifications for a task, and you can find them all within notification preferences. And specifically, it's the task moved, new subtasks, and new comments when you are following a task. Now, I would like to show quickly a couple of screenshots of what the pricing for Australia and Britain looks like. We provided specific tiers which are geo-based. So if you are based in UK, you will get the British pricing. If you are based in Australia, you will get the Australian pricing. The same prices are reflected then within the application checkout process, so everybody gets their regional experience. We would like to hear from you if that is convenient, or if you would suggest some other changes. Right, now Okay, the last thing I have today to show would be the overview of the time allocation view mode. Quickly find the right step. You might remember that we talked about the time allocation last time. For those who don't remember, time allocation is a simple way how to track how long a task spent in certain work step and how long it took for any task to actually get completed. So if I look at any task which is completed and has some data, like this one, we can see that each task collects certain information about its progress on the way. For example, this task has been created last year on 21st of January and finished on 7 January this year. And here in the section called time allocation, you can easily see where it spent how much time. So in overall, it took 11.7 months to be completed. You can always switch to more convenient unit, like 1 year. And above that, you can see the split between given work steps. This processing time is calculated based on the transitions where the task entered and when it left. And the GSD index represents a number in relation to the average of given task board. Now, this is very simple to see in a single task, but how does one task relate to others on the task board? For that, we would like to present our colorful, very bright, and very dark time allocation mode. By default, this time allocation mode will be switched off, and you can always decide to turn it on by clicking on Show Time Allocation. With choosing this mode, the colors pop up. There are in general two types of colors. Green, which we have here, which represent any task with the GSD index below 1. So this task has a GSD index in this given work step of 0.91. That means it's faster than average and therefore it's green. Anything which has a hue of a red is slower than the average. So it's possible with a quick overview to see which tasks are performing worse or better than the average on given board. We believe that this might not be your default view and might not be the view for everybody, but for those who need to have a quick overview of what is being stuck and what might need escalation or what might need more resources, this is a great way how to get a quick overview of what is not moving forward and what needs more love. We will be releasing this to full general audience within a week or two, and we would like to hear your feedback if the colors are too much, or whether you would expect a little bit different input, how we would expect the filtering happening on such a view, and in general, whether this feature is understandable or not. That will be all from the task time allocation view mode, and let's move further to our Q&A. We accumulated a couple of questions which we decided that we probably need to address very soon. One of the most burning ones is the ability for bulk actions, and yes, this is definitely a must feature which has been on our radar for a while. We have some concepts for that, and we believe we will be able to bring the bulk actions within the Q1 of 2022. Another question which comes very often from corporate clients dealing with customer sensitive data is whether we provide client-side encryption for your task boards. We have a feature which actually delivers the full end-to-end encryption. It has pros and it has a cons. If you would like to know a little bit more about it, please reach out to us and we will enable it for your team in exchange for a feedback and expectations. Can I send reminders to another person? So this is a follow-up of the feature which I just showed. It's currently possible to set a reminder for yourself. We will implement a way how you can set a reminder for somebody else than you, in case you would like somebody to take an action when you might not be around. Are you working on unifying my identity across different teams? Right. So some of you might work in one organization and have for example, one Slack workspace, but you might also work with other organizations and be part of their Microsoft Teams. Now, the classic dilemma comes up: which account is holding which information, and how do I sign in, and when do I choose the right workspace? We will have a quick and simple solution for you, which will allow you to unify all your user accounts until one Workstreams account, which will allow also one simple view of my tasks with all your tasks across multiple workspaces together, and also one integration to your calendar. Basically, simpler life for all your daily work. That's all from our Q&A. And what's coming soon? Due to our release of calendar views, we have a great addition of a due and start times. They are already available in our beta, so if you would like to check them out, please do so. And they'll be coming to full live within the next month. We also have another feature in development, which is mainly to provide more clarity and focus on your task boards with a lot of tasks, and that will be limiting of visibility of tasks in given work steps. This is very simple. Also will allow you to choose, I want to see only 10, 5, 7 tasks in given work steps, and it will pick only those. You will always have option to see more if you decide to do so. And the last is the one which I mentioned in the last Q&A, and that is a unified user identity across multiple accounts. Last but not least, we are still hiring. If you would like to join us and revolutionize the way we work together, please feel free to reach out to us and check out our website for open positions. Right. That's all we had to show you today, and we have way more waiting in our Foundry. Please come back in March, and we will show you more. If you have any feedback or any questions, please feel free to send it to us over feedback@Workstreams.ai or get in touch in any other way. I wish you a great month of February, and see you in a month. Ciao, world.